Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today spawning on the west side of the map, playing in blue, we got Wham playing as the Byzantines, and his opponent on the east side of the map, playing in red, we got Kiljardi playing as the Delhi Sultanate. Welcome everyone to Bridges! That's the map for today, and well, moving out to berries as you'd expect as the Delhi Sultanate. Interesting civilization matchup, the Byzantines versus the Delhi Sultanate. Now, the reason why I'm kind of interested about this one is because obviously the Delhi Sultanate do have a nice feudal age push, a nice feudal age timing, especially with the massive units they can accumulate. Maybe looking to get those sacred sites, which are in interesting spots on this map. You know, the bridges. Got the island in the north, the island in the, well, not really so much an island, but you know, the area in the middle, and the definite sort of island location in the south. And so it could wall up the bridges and stop the entrance. Get those sacred sites. Now the Byzantines, they're a civilization that actually have been buffed recently with the cistern, getting the extra 10%, not extra, but 10% now of the faster rate of gathering. It used to be only 5, so doubling that, pretty heavy. And that means they can have a stronger economy in the early game, maybe have a little bit more of a quicker timing to get on the map with units. Maybe look to challenge the Delhi Sultanate. Now, whether they go toe-to-toe and head-to-head against that, I mean, it's an interesting one, right? Because the Delhi Sultanate get free technologies, but the Byzantines get 10% extra eco, so maybe they can, I mean, they certainly could do a better way of matching the Delhi in this patch than they could last patch, so we'll see if the Byzantines can match it. It's going to be a bit rusty, a bit tricky at times, I think, going up against the Delhi that are so well versed at getting units out quickly, especially with the efficient production technology. It allows the scholars to garrison inside and boost production speeds by 100%. Saves a lot of wood. A lot of sheep coming in for both players. Now, I'd like to say at this stage of the game, you know, thank you for all your support, whether you guys have been watching on Twitch or YouTube. You guys are absolute legends. And thank you to the YouTube channel members and Twitch subscribers. Thank you for all your support. I've been doing a lot of more casting these days. I'm enjoying Age of Empires 4 a lot. And the channels have been growing well because of you guys. All down to you guys, so thank you so much. I've been streaming a lot more on Twitch these days, so do check me out live if you are interested. I'll leave a link in the video description either way. We're going to have plenty of Age of Empires 4 casted content for you guys. Grand Winery, the choice for the Byzantines. It's very typical actually opening now. I don't think we often see the Imperial Hippodrome all that often. We do sometimes it if they want to see a lot of aggression. But against, I mean, to be fair, you could make a case for it against the Delhi Sultanate. But what this does allow is, not necessarily immediately, but as the game wears on, the mercenaries will start to pop out. And I'd be interested to see what the Byzantines go for the mercenaries. I think in this matchup, it could be possible to go for the javelin throws. That could be an option. I mean, Ghazi Rays can put a bit of a spanner in the works, but I think javelin throws and limitane could be an incredible approach against the Delhi. I'd be interested to see what Wham decides to do. Obviously, I'm only guessing, and you know, have to see what the pro players have in mind. What are they cooking? Tower victory for the Delhi Sultanate. Yeah, typical kind of choices. He wants the feudal age aggression. He wants to be on the map nice and early, and it's understandable. Obviously, a lot of it comes down to player preferences as well as the civilization matchup. Kiljardi, we know him to be very aggressive, and so it makes a lot of sense for the Tower victory. Dome of the Faith, slightly going out of fashion these days, but they do allow the Delhi Sultanate to get the sacred sites a little bit quicker because, of course, you know, without the Dome of the Faith, you have to actually make the scholars from the mosque, and then that actually, it halts the research. Like you can see now, he's actually getting the scholar now, and then going to be activating Sanctity and Piety, or Piety first and then Sanctity, as he techs up. So it does delay the access of the sacred sites. Either way, going to get a second cistern, going to be extending that bonus, that 10% gather rate, and going to connect them up with an aqueduct. So tier 2, water level 2 for the cistern is going to give another additional 4% extra gather rate on the villagers, so 14%, and also give a 40% buffer on production buildings, which is actually really nice. Like, I think the fact that they have hand-in-hand combination there of the buffering of the production speed of buildings and also the gather rate of villagers, I think it's so strong because, you know, you need both together, right? So it saves a bit of wood in terms of not needing as many production buildings. It's going to be the mercenary house, so nice play into that. Obviously getting the extra 60% olive oil from the berries, courtesy of the Grand Winery. That'll scale also with the olive groves, of course. More olive oil. The Byzantines going to oil it up. Yeah, so it's going to be the Eastern Mercenary contract. We kind of expect... Oh, no, I was thinking of the javelin throws. Either way, he's going to go for Keshiks. So, to be fair, it's a nice approach. I wonder how it will fare up against the Ghazi Raiders, though, because the Ghazi Raiders do have that additional 2+ against armored units. So an extra 2+ attack against those guys, so it's an interesting one. Obviously, it's going to give them some movement speed here, Wham, with those Keshiks. And opening up with a barracks. So Keshiks Limitani, perhaps, we'll have to see. And the Delhi Sultanate opening up with the archery range and stable, and then going for the blacksmith. Do see the first Ghazi Raider already on the field. Going to attack that gold vein, but Wham is wise to the ruse. He spots it and reacts early enough, for sure. Limitani possibly going to push away the... Well, I'm going to just keep an eye on this situation, and the wood line needs to protect that for sure. That could be a target as a second Ghazi Raider pops out. Archer's starting to train as well. He's going to get Sanctity in another 50 seconds or so. 2 Keshik spawn for Wham, so give him that mobility, which is nice, and he's also going to get an archery range to get some of those archers out on the field. Kind of going for one of each, really, I guess, in a way. Kind of getting stable units from the Mercenary House. Archers, obviously, from the archer range, and Limitani from the barracks. Gets a good couple of hits, I gotta say, on those Ghazis. Got to back away there. There it is, archery range up and running. Going for Steeled Arrow. No real surprises there. Going to focus on that upgrade first and then work his way through the rest. Surprised not to see them all queued up, actually. Often we do see players just queue them up because you might as well. Maybe thinking about getting a second blacksmith. And here comes the barracks. Going to be one of each for the Delhi Sultanate as well. So both players playing very similar ways. I've got to say, I kind of favour Wham's situation, the Byzantines, just courtesy of the cistern. And the 14% buffer of the villager gathering rate. I think it's not to be underestimated. Now bear in mind, the Delhi do get a bit of a buffering on the berries. And they do get the text for free. But ultimately, the tech's already in for the Byzantines as well. Looking to wall up the north. Maybe that's the first place he's going to go for. It looks like it. For the sacred site. The Byzantines just keeping an eye on the middle. Villagers just coming out to berries now. And just to get that little bit of food. And also the olive oil, of course. Going hand in hand. See the waypoints going through. It looks like Kiljardi wanting to get walls as well, and he spots it, right? This is kind of interesting how they know. They just know where the players are going to be and where the likely weak points are. I mean, this could be a good snipe. Well, the Keshik's got both people just move commanding, though. Not attack moving. Does spot it now. Going to chase. I'd be interested to see he actually wins this fight. I feel like the Ghazi should get a good value out of this, but we'll see if he turns around and fights. I mean, he does get a couple of healing up from the Keshik when they attack, of course. Peeling away the weak ones. Kind of down to micro. I think the Keshik should be okay. All there's one there pretty weak. He micros that nicely. But the north is denying the walls. Back onto the fight. The Ghazi Raiders will win that pretty significantly. Although, actually, to be fair, there's only 4 Ghazis there. And 4... do the Keshiks just turn and fight this? Maybe not. The horsemen or the Ghazi Raiders will chase this, by the way, and they do have a faster movement speed, so they'll catch up to the Keshiks. Trying to run away as quick as possible. Trying to maybe lead them to the Limitani. Yep, it doesn't take the bait though. Ghazi Raiders back off and look to get the sacred site in the north. Does get denied. Although the archer going to have something to say about that. A lot of units on the field for Wham, I've got to say. Now he's getting that second blacksmith and also a market just to rebalance that economy. Maybe just preempting that he's going to get the sacred sites and play a heavy feudal age. I like to see that actually, because we often see maybe Delhi Sultanate saving the gold up for a castle age at some point, but I'd love to see more usage of the market. Looks like he's certainly looking to balance the economy, struggling on food a little bit. They're going to get the sacred site in the middle. In the north, though, Limitani will deny that one on the north pretty heavily. And unfortunately, the Delhi just haven't had access to the sacred site, despite being 10 minutes. All the outpost isn't up yet, so could suffer some losses here. Will suffer some losses. Although, actually, Limitane, 1 and 2 archers getting involved. The outpost does go up in the end. And for all of that, only loses 1 villager. Does lose a Ghazi raider to get that as well. Keshik's pushing the army away. Although, I think Kiljardi maybe have enough here. Especially with the spearmen sprinkled in. If he doesn't get that focus fired against, could be okay. He might look to take out the scout. The extra vision does take out Limitane L2. Oh, that's a lot of Limitane joining forces. The Byzantines have grouped together. Bear in mind, there's Ghazi raiders on the west side. Yeah, he needs to back away. Kiljardi is struggling. Especially because the Keshik's obviously catching up to the archers. It's going to take a really bad fight here, I think. Limitane getting involved. Stopping the Ghazi raiders getting on top of that. It's not looking good for Kiljardi. He has to back away. Loses a scholar as well. This is costly. Keshik's going to charge on in. And yeah, he's losing a lot. Those archers starting to dwindle in numbers. Ghazi raiders trying to get on that front line, but going up against Limitane, this is a big fight. And I think the Delhi going to lose this fight in a big way. Going to raid with the Ghazi raiders just again. Not enough space in the outpost, and he should get some good value. Does have Iron Undermesh coming in, but it's not going to help him in this fight because he's not in yet. Takes out 3 villages in total, but ultimately, I think Wham's in a good spot. Definitely in a good spot. Does have the sacred site in the south at least, so that'll be a bit of gold trickling in. Yeah, and Kiljardi is trading the gold away. Looking to extend that water network. That water level and buffer up the villages even some more. 18% will come in terms of the boosted gathering rate and 60% for the production rate on the buildings. But the Delhi have recovered a little bit. Got a massive units once again together. Keshiks though will look to decap that sacred site, and it doesn't seem like the Delhi can contest that at all. Ghazi raider diving in. And it looks like border settlements is actually in. Oh, maybe not. I thought for a second it could be in. Gives a lot of line of sight on the houses. Gives that early warning system, but not leveraging that capability just yet. Decapping the sacred site in the south, and that gold income going to be cut off for now. Kiljardi grouping up together once again, but playing a bit more defensive. Has to really after that last fight. And the big concern for Kiljardi is that he's going to be up against the castle age Byzantines very soon. And also has the olive grove transition. Wham's looking in a really good spot. Like, he's going to be on deer camp. He's taking, he's got a lot of mid-map control because of the fact he took a really good fight earlier on and going to get the deer camp. And then he's already got the olive grove transition trickling in. It's going to be the Golden Horn Tower, so you're going to get some free mercenary units from that as well. And the olive oil coming from the olive groves going to contribute to that as well. Looking good, I've got to say. Ghazi raiders diving on the villages on gold, but there are Limitane heading towards the middle of the map, looking to get security of the sacred site here. They're going to get the north one as well. Still 2 Limitane on the north, so Wham could look to try and attack with that. Going around the back with the scout and a couple of Ghazis. He's still looking to put some pressure on. Does he have a Mangon replacement? Not just yet. Looking to get arrow slits first. Spearman numbers are pretty low, so if the Keshik's popping out soon for Wham, that could be an issue. Speaking of Keshiks, there they are. There's that castle age. And I wonder whether Wham just commits here, whether he just waits for the upgrades. Possibly could just wait for the upgrades. Keshiks need to back on out. Good number of archers. Ghazis diving on top of that. Spearmen too. Looking good. How's it going, Zero Cool? Hope you're doing well. Yep, Thunder in chat also mentions that he likes this map. I certainly do too. Let me know in the chat actually, and both Twitch and on YouTube, guys, in the comment section below if you're on YouTube. Do you like this map? We're seeing a lot of it in the EGCTV tournament. Pretty exciting. Hope you're doing well, Zero Cool. But yeah, it's starting to escalate numbers. Look at that, 61 military units. Of course, he's not really opted to go to the castle age, so he can pump out more units. It's actually a bit of a danger zone for Wham. Because sure, he's got the tech up advantage, but it takes time for the army. I mean, to be fair, he's got the veterancy on the archers, so could look to take a fight soon, but he wants to wait for more numbers. Ultimately, I mean, Wham doesn't have to engage until he is really put under pressure. He can just keep building up units. He's got a tech advantage. He'll be happy. The longer this game goes on, Wham should be in a good spot, I gotta say. But Kiljardi, he is looking menacing with the production. Wham needs to get static defenses. At this point, it's about Wham's ability to defend and Kiljardi's ability to attack and do some damage. Oh yeah, so big shout out to Avely, by the way, who made the map. He is actually a player in the EGCTV tournament, the Elite Classic. So big props to him for making what's been a very interesting map. I've enjoyed actually a lot because it's very different from what we've seen, and it's different in terms of the way it looks and plays. There's a lot of familiarity with it as well. I love the fact that you can go quite close to each other in the middle, but then there's the northern and southern areas to look out for as well. I think it's a very nicely designed map. Of course, we've got to see plenty more games to get a really good feel for it in terms of the matchups and how it works out, but certainly so far, things are looking great. Limitane about to dive on in. Does use the shield wall ability, does he? He's not actually dropped the shields just yet. Well, now he has. And that's going to soak up a lot of arrow fire, cutting it well. Kiljardi has a good number, but all the Byzantines looking to be a bit more aggressive. Obviously, these guys are veterans, see, upgraded, and so the Delhi have to be careful. A couple of Varangian guards added into the mix. This is a bit of an issue. The archers will basically just tickle those, although they've got good numbers. I mean, yeah, just kind of tickling. The guards already going on the archers is a bit of an issue, and the veteran archers, though, will deal well with that. I don't think Kiljardi has enough here. Guards raiders are great against archers, but only if they're in the same age, and those aren't veterancy guards raiders. They get actually chewed to pieces by those arrows from the veteran archers. Coming with Keshiks in the southwest, looking great for that flank. We'll lose one cistern, but again, it's not much of a big deal. That ram working hard. Archer numbers looking great though for Kiljardi. Might be looking to just fight this with the archer mass, but a Varangian guard gonna really change things up. That 1 or 2 Varangian guards makes a big difference. It just soaks up so much arrow fire. Keshik's getting involved now. All of a sudden, Kiljardi has to back away. Even with the 20% attack speed bonus with the Tower of Victory, it's not going to be enough. Spearmen getting involved, which will help against the Keshiks, but there's only one of them. One is not going to be enough. And down in the north, or down in the south rather, he's got the Sacred Site. Okay, he's not being decapped in the north. Sacred Site is being contested. It looks like Wham actually wants it. Keshiks continue to push on forward. Varangian guards backing them up. Veteran archers as well. Scholar getting into the mix, trying to heal up units. Gazi Raiders tanking that front line. It's going to allow the archers to get away a little bit, but Keshiks obviously will chase that down. Not looking great for Kiljardi. I think for the second time in the game, he's being pushed back heavily, and this time it could be the final nail in the coffin, because Wham's got a great economy behind this. He is down on the villager count, but don't forget each villager has got a better efficiency attributed to it. It has lost 8 villagers in total, so Gazi Raiders have done good work here. And Kiljardi's got a couple of kills with the archers too. Now behind this, he has got a couple of villagers on gold, and he's looking to take up to the next stage. Compound of the Defender looking to be the option here. Keshik will be taken down eventually if he focus fires on it. Gazi Raider gets involved. Yeah, he's going to take out the Keshik and then back away. Veteran archer numbers not looking too great, so he has to back away. Can't really do too much more than that. Villagers on barriers, very exposed. It's very risky, but as I say, no risk it, no biscuit. Now, with the castle age in for Wham, I wonder if he's going to push towards us getting the relics. Especially with the Grand Winery. Get even more olive oil that way. Yeah, it's looking to pick up one relic already. There he goes. Now, let's think about army composition. We've already seen a couple of Varangian guards headed on the map. That's always a possibility. In terms of production, it's going to be stable, so it looks like it's going to be Lancers coming out for Kiljardi. I like that play because he spotted the Varangian guards. The only concern is, of course, Limitane. Wallow somewhere in the south. Oh, he's going to get it. Ooh. Switched forces. Veteran archer for the Delhi now. Or he did get spotted there. He's got exposed. He will lose a couple at least, and that's not looking great for Kiljardi. We'll have compounded the defender, but no stone being collected, so village fortresses not necessarily going to play a huge role at this stage of the game, at least, as far as we can tell. Berries, or the deer camp denied in the north, though, which is nice with those archers. Ultimately, Wham doesn't have the siege to really push on. No Kairos siphons just yet. Oh, this is nice by Kiljardi. This is so smart. It's just one archer, but villagers might just come out and fight this, to be fair. He's pretty weak, and he's going to get an outpost. Not going to be fooled twice. Gazi Raiders going on the villagers. And they're going to get a couple of kills here, I think. Not too bad at all. Ghazi Raiders putting some credence to the name. They are raiding with a couple of archers. Kiljardi's done this really well, actually. I think this is a smart play. Like, it's more of a delay tactics and a bit of annoyance getting a villager kill here or there. And it forces the army back, and it just forces Wham to spend some important attention over there. And because of all that, it's killed 13 villagers in total. Kiljardi is actually ahead in villager count. Second relic being picked up. One relic being picked up by the Delhi, courtesy of the fact the scholars are already, in mass numbers. And this relic should belong to the Delhi as well, so it's going to be a split of probably 3 to 2. Overall, not too bad for the Delhi, considering they were so behind to that castle age comparatively. Lancers going around the south, looking to pressurize. The walls aren't up yet. This could be dangerous. Relic gets dropped into the Grand Winery. I think the Lancers break on through. He spots one of the archers. But that gives the warning, right? So the villagers will back on out there for Wham. Question is, how many will survive? Oh, he spots it. I don't think many of these survive, actually. Eesh. Charge comes in. Limitano will get some value. Poking and prodding. Yeah, might survive with 2, I think. Charge takes that one down. Going on the deer camp in the north. Now, the question is whether the olive grove transition, how much of it's achieved. Only 4 olive groves so far, but might need a bit more now. That is being pushed off of the mid-map resources. It does still have a couple of deer camps here, although, to be fair, he's securing this up now. This is actually nice. It will delay the need for that olive grove transition a little bit longer. I think the Delhi, though, I'm not so sure they have that luxury. Deer camp in the north, and then the berries here, pretty much very difficult to get at this point. Ghulam going against the Lancers. I think this is a fight that Kiljardi would have won if it weren't for the Limitane. Limitane will push that back away for sure. There's a bit of a death ball of army. 71 military for Wham, looking a bit dangerous. Kills the scholar. Maybe looks to try and burn down that mosque, actually. A bit of gold income could be denied. Trying to break through on the north with the Lancers. Looking to group together as one force. And he's got to be careful with these villages, actually, Wham. Make sure he keeps an eye on this. Coming down in the middle. Villagers and gold. Ooh, Mangonel. Could get some good shots. That's pretty decent. Not bad at all. Keeping it alive in the choke points. And there's a second Mangonel. This could be bad for Wham. He's going to lose a lot. I mean, he's fighting with man at arms against them, Delhi. And he does have a couple of Varangian guards. Will lose one Mangonel. Possibly. I mean, he will lose one Mangonel eventually. But a good few hits. I've got to say, a massive clean up there by Kiljardi. I think Wham just dove in there a little bit too early. He felt like he could get value. But then a second Mangonel popped out. And that was huge. That was a massive push away back. And Lancers breaking through the north. Killed a couple of units. And he's killed 24 villagers. Kiljardi's got himself back in the game. This game is by no means over. For long stages, I felt like Wham was ahead and a good spot, but he just lost his infantry mass in a big way. Kiljardi, I think he's well back into this game. Big losses there for the Byzantines. Wait. Trade? Was that a mistake? That's got to be a mistake, right? I don't think we were expecting to see that. I definitely wasn't. Trade does die in the end. There's only one in the end. There's quite a few villages exposed. Now, they are pegged in. This is an issue. Like, he needs to... Oh, God. Kiljardi, you need an army here now. He needs a quick time. He's going to repair the walls with the villagers. But, I mean, they're getting hit as well behind this. It's coming in the north. Oh, that's an overchop. I think that's an overchop. There's definitely an overchop. Oh, no, that's not looking good. Either way, the Lancers get there in time, just about. Oh, Limitane focusing on the villagers. Oh, no. They're going back to work, the villagers. They've not been given annual leave to go home. No, they haven't. Now, he'll save these villagers in the end. That's a good pick-off. He killed a couple, at least. Did a bit of damage. But Wham did lose a couple of critical units, too. And this is a big army heading forward for the Delhi. Wait. Okay. Okay, one could be a mistake, but 2? He's trading. The hell? I wasn't expecting that. Is that a second mistake? I don't know. Doesn't feel like it. He's only getting 27 gold. It's not a lot. He's going to slowly break through. Wham actually having lost the massive army earlier on is a really big problem. Because don't forget, Delhi Sultanate's capability to produce is 100% from these production buildings with the efficient production. Looking a bit dangerous. We'll get to the situation where, as Art Cascade mentions in the Twitch chat, you're certainly right. Delhi Sultanate upgrades are slowly coming in. Veterancy to the Ghazi Raiders. Village fortresses. Not that he has any keeps, although it might be suspecting to see a keep soon, because he does have a couple of villages on stone. Gonna fight on top of the bridge and across the bridge. Magadal moving its way forward. Does deploy. Crossbow numbers looking decent. Limitane and Keshiks on that front line. I don't think he has enough here, Wham, to push us back. He's fighting in the choke point, which actually really favours the ranged units for Kiljardi, although the ranged units for Wham getting some value as well, but the problem is the Mangonel. That's the big decisive factor. Wham losing that front line. This could be an opportunity for Kiljardi to move on, but to be fair, he's lost his cavalry as well. Oh, demo ship. Oh my god, this could be... Wait, can that hit? Oh my god. Okay, I did not know that could be exploded. That was massive. I did not know you could break the bridge. Guys, let me know in the Twitch chat. Did you guys know that? Let me know in YouTube comments as well when you're watching this. Did you guys know that could be broken? I had no clue. But it kind of makes sense, right? Because look at it. It's wooden. It looks like it, right? That's bonkers. Avely, what a legend. Can I just say, if you're watching this on YouTube, can you give a thumbs up for Avely? Because that's so cool. That's actually really good. That's actually really cool. Now, the question is whether you can repair this. It can be repaired. Oh, nice. Okay, we're getting some hot information here. Looking to get the sacred site in the middle. That's actually really cool. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that it can be repaired, right? Because otherwise you just destroy it and then, you know, that would be bad. It would basically be a case of who could destroy whose bridge first and then get the sacred site, right? And then you have to get transport ships otherwise, and yeah, it's a good thing it could be repaired. Either way, that's a nice bit of detail. Like, this is what, that's such, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, guys, but you know, when you see the same maps all the time, the same sort of mechanics, you see something new all of a sudden, you're like, what? I didn't know this was possible. That's pretty cool. The Lancers possibly could have dived on that. 3 of them decided to back away. There was one pretty weak, to be fair. Now, behind all of this, let's take a little bit of a stock check of what we're dealing with. 2 Mangonels are back at home. Is this... How many traders has it got? Okay, it's just 1 trade. I think he just made a mistake there. For the Byzantines, Olive Grove transition coming in. And that's going to give a really nice power spike, I've got to say. Because the Byzantines really come online late game. Considering the mercenaries they can get. Now, with the Eastern Mercenary contract, now does have access to Gulam. And we'll be able to get some tower elephants later on in the game. So, getting the south side sacred site decapped. Getting some stone on the north. He's got plenty of stone, actually. Oh, he lost the keep there, or maybe deleted it. I think he deleted that. Either way, village having to back away. Wasn't able to get control of the gold. Now, we are heading to that position in the map, actually in the game. 28 minutes where both players think about gold. And the middle gold's... Wait, Mangonels. Wait, Mangonels. Kiljardi. He's deploying, but isn't that a bit too far forward? I mean, okay, he's got crossbows in the back line, so... Calculated. He's got villagers repairing as well. Okay, I'll take it back. Kiljardi knows exactly what he's doing. That's why he's playing in the Elite Classic. That's why I'm not. He keeps it alive. It was a bit dangerous, but hey, favor a brave. Favors the brave. Fortune favors the brave. That's it. It's late for me, guys. It's like, what time is it? Almost 12. Yeah, but fortune favors the brave. That's it. We got it out on there in the end. Getting the keep in the middle. Sacred site. Hopefully looking to keep that under control. Now bear in mind, whilst he is behind the villages, with village fortresses, with the keeps going up, they're practically town centres and drop-off points. Mangonel deploys, only 1 Springald, taking the engagement. I mean, there's a decent number of units here for Wham, but could be lost quite quickly. He needs to keep the Mangonels alive if possible. Keshiks getting on top of that. Mangonel shots on top of the Springald, massive shot on that. And the Keshiks aren't able to get rid of the Mangonels. This is not looking good. It's going to be pushed away from that gold position. Does have a Mangonel placement inside the outpost, which pushes back, but this is where things are really kind of concerning. Like, sure, the Byzantines are a little bit less gold like dependent because of the olive oil, but at this stage of the game, he still needs gold, and he's going to get that 8,000 gold in the north, which is very nicely protected. I got to say, that's actually huge. Like, obviously, both players having the 8,000 tile gold vein, so he's kind of expected to have that. There's a really key detail in that map, this map, that it forces players to contest the north, right? Because you might be thinking you could just batter each other down the middle, And that's still an option, but there's not actually that much gold in the middle. There's, you know, there's tiles of 4,000, but this is the big juicy ones. And that keep will be able to produce villagers if he so wishes here, Kiljardi. Yeah, that second town centre now for Byzantines as well. 86 villagers. Really getting that economy online. Bear in mind, every villager is working hard. It has been buffered by the network. 5, water level 5. Could be 20%, 26% extra, guys. That is, the economy for the Byzantines is just so much better right now. And sure, the eco upgrades are a little bit better for the Delhi. I think overall, Wham's just in a good spot. But he does need to make sure he keeps the military numbers up. He was a bit lagging behind on that for a while. Yeah, we could do the nerf Byzantine stream meme. I mean, they're pretty strong, right, guys? Maybe Byzantines need to be nerfed a little bit. I think if Byzantines win this one, it needs a nerf confirmed. 2 trebuchets working on the keep for now. Only has 1 springald, so that's going to be a bit of a tricky situation. Might need to dive this, but could be an option. Like, he's won a couple of fights recently, and Kiljardi might want to try and do that again. I mean, he has a decent amount of mangonels. A lot of infantry, decent number of crossbows, but not much else actually, I've got to say. Mostly crossbows, mangonel. We'll do well with the gulam. And I think overall we'll do okay actually in the fight, if it takes it. Just see exactly. And the numbers are starting to build up though, especially with the Limitane. And I think the big difference maker could be the Limitane. Now, one thing that's said about the Limitane, one of the reasons why they are kind of a unit that's kind of cracked is because of the shield wall ability, right? Now, in the early game, it doesn't necessarily play much of a role because obviously the economy is not as strong. Although with the recent buff, it's kind of been obviously better on that front. But now when we get to a situation where the Byzantines have a lot of economy, Limitane spamming could be an issue. Sacred Site in the north being decamped. Did actually have all 3 capped for a couple of seconds, but not going to last for long. Sacred Site in the north has been neutralized. Moving down south with the infantry. Looking to decap that one as well. Bit of a standoff in the middle. Now Wham, getting to that full population cap. This is probably go time. I think he's had such a strong economy for such a long time. I do worry for the Delhi Sultanate. Now, you know, if the game does go super late game, we might see some elephants. Maybe that can change a few things. But Springle's heading forward. Should be able to snipe at least 1 trebuchet, I would have thought. I mean, a siege warfare. I mean, he's got mangonel placement inside the outpost. I'm not sure about this from Kiljardi. Like, sure, he's got mangonels, but not coming in quick enough. He's got a lot of Springles going down. He's losing a lot of the Springles. Siege warfare really going the way of the Byzantines. 1 Springle remains, although I haven't said the mangonels could now start to be playing a role. Mangonel placement in the outpost, still getting value against the crossbows though, and Gulam in good numbers, still on that tank in that front line, backing away both players. No one wants to dive on this. But the Mangonel placement in the outpost getting so much value. Oh, he takes another big hit. 3 Mangonels deploy on the back line. He's trying to take out the outpost, but that's been fortified. Gonna lose the keep in the end. Keshik numbers will start to dwindle with the crossbow numbers there. Manages to keep 3 mangonels alive, which is actually quite critically important. But 3 trebuchets, I mean, I don't think he keeps his keep alive, does he? It's really on the brink. Mangonel placement gets another hit on the crossbows. Spread formation comes out. Can he keep the keep alive? It's just going to go down, I think, in this next hit. No. Maybe 2 more. He's just about over-repairing this, actually. Out-repairing the damage coming in. So if we can hold him for just a little bit longer. Now, there is a trebuchet for the Delhi Solid, but 3 Springles moving on forward. If that trebuchet goes down for the Delhi, it's a bit of a problem. I think it will go down. Springles. Wait, Wham! No, what are you doing? Don't want to get too close to the keep, I guess, but he possibly could have taken that trebuchet. Okay, now with the 3rd trebuchet coming online for Wham, yeah, I think that keep will go down. Try to keep it alive for as long as possible. Oh, the mangonels, 1 goes down, 2 goes down. And now it feels like Wham can push on in. He's happy to push on out. Springle numbers really building up for Wham. I think that could be the difference maker. Keep still being repaired. That's a lot of stone being pumped into this. This is crazy. I mean, I think Wham just overruns us a little bit. Or does have 1 more mangonel. Goes down though. Springle's really playing a role here. Pushing away the 1 Springle for the Delhi. They're starting to snowball. The keep, I think the keep goes down. Boiling oil is in play, but villagers, they're repairing so hard. But I mean, stone-wise, he's struggling. You might have to buy the stone. I think this is great for Wham. Like, for Wham, he's saying, just keep on repairing. Spend your stone, it's absolutely fine. Now, the villages will go down. We'll lose a couple of springles, though. That's unfortunate for Wham. Maybe overextending a little bit before the keep goes down. The keep should go down now. Oh my god, it's just so close. I mean, sure, the villagers are dying now, so we'll lose that in the end. But guys, ready to start to accumulate. Moving on in, Wham. He's looking strong for this push, and he's got a great economy behind it. The game has not ended just yet. And the big concern for Kiljardi are the trebuchets, right? Because it's one thing having army. It's one thing having an army with a siege push involved. It takes out infrastructure, and that's what really leaves lasting damage on a push. Guys, Raiders coming around the south though. Maybe looking to get a flank on around the back. They've got a decent number of limitane, and that could snare them. As long as Wham keeps the siege protected, he should be fine. You know, it's kind of interesting at the stage of the game where it really does come down to siege numbers and how well you protect them. And Wham's got his siege numbers. It just needs to make sure he protects them. Now, the question is, how does Kiljardi stop this massive death ball? Getting a keep in the middle for that sacred site? Let's take a stock check of gold. He's like completely mined out gold. In the north, this is a bit of an issue for Kiljardi. He does have a bit of gold remaining there. I mean, nothing to really write home about. There's a 4,000 tile gold vein there. And this just comes down to the fact that this is looking great for Wham. And it's because of the gold issue, right? He's being able to pump out great units because of the mercenaries and the olive oil. And so he's got gold to spare, and he's not as dependent on it, of course. Will the walls go up in the end? I think it buys some time. He just about gets it, although in the north it's kind of open. But Limitani, I mean, Ghazi Raiders can't. Yeah, this is a nice checkpoint. Ghazi Raiders can't engage, and it's pushing even further forward with a mass of units. Split up the army. Ghazi Raiders having to back away. And yeah, Limitani being spammed now, as you can see, and this is very difficult for Kiljardi. 3 trebuchets. Now going to start working on that keep. Down she goes soon, I suspect. Might force out some more repairs. Palatine School, Imperial Age coming in for Wham. And that just could be the end of the game, to be honest, because up against an Imperial Age Byzantines at this stage of the game, as the Delhi Sultanate and Castle Age stuck, and Castle Age hard stuck in Castle Age, it'd be tricky, right? He's got food coming in, but he can't really afford to spend it on Imperial Age. Loses 1 trebuchet, 3 springalds for the Delhi. Mangonel, though, gets a huge shot on the crossbows, and behind that, this is massive. This could be the game-ending fight. I mean, like I said, the Limitane are going to overrun. If they use the shield wall ability, it's going to be game over. Losing the springalds on the back line, coming with the Ghazi Raiders, but Limitane were ready. Ghazi Raiders were trying to pounce on the siege, but didn't quite manage it, and the keep will go down. That farming transition, they're super exposed, heading forward with the units, and the Limitane going to keep chasing the Ghazi Raiders. I mean, the Ghazi Raiders, they've got no way to really get value here, and this is looking tricky. Kiljardi, he has been caught between a rock and a hard place. Trebuchet's itching a little bit further forward. Crossbow numbers building up. Mangonel to boot. Ghazi Raiders still running around, but Limitane chasing. Oh, good pushback numbers here. Decent numbers I've got to say for the Delhi, but I'm not sure if it's enough, especially with the Mangonel. Oh no, it is enough. Ghazi Raiders coming around. They pulled the Limitane way too far away. Trebuchet's going down. Kiljardi's not out of this just yet, but again, there's so many units coming in for the Byzantines. He loses the siege, but he won't lose a fight if he takes it. Just way too much Limitane. Great maneuver there by the Ghazi Raiders. It came the long way route, and he played the long way around it to try and get that siege down. He gets the siege down, but the question is, how does he deal with his Limitane? Oh, the Ghazi Raiders, they're sacrificing themselves, a couple of them on the Limitane. Wait, you can't fight that. Kiljardi, you have to get out of there. He does, but this is where the shield walls, they deploy, and the Limitane, they just keep pushing on ahead. And bear in mind, they've got a lot of torch damage, so it doesn't necessarily need siege. He could just torch things down completely. Up in the north does have a 4,000 tile gold vein, but that's pretty much it that he has access to. Limitane moving further forward. This is looking tricky. Might lose the mosque and further gold income that way. Wham has got so much resources coming in. Now, Kiljardi does have a good, strong economy behind this, but ultimately, he's behind on military, that's for sure. I don't think he can really catch up. Loses the relics income. Getting an outpost. Wham in full control of the map. And Limitane getting so much value. He could just torch down the stables, to be fair. Oh, he's trapping them. He's trying his best to trap them in with the Limitane, but he's going to run towards the keep. Crossbow's going to get some value, but ultimately, ooh, a couple of hand cannoneers added in by the Byzantines. Boiling oil in play. Now he's throwing away some units here, Wham, but he doesn't necessarily mind. He's pushing Delhi Sultanate to their brink. He's lost a lot of Ghazis there. I mean, ultimately, the Limitani kind of throw away units. He doesn't mind spending resources on this. There it is, then, gentlemen. The push is just way too strong for the Byzantines. Kiljardi has to tap out. A great game of Age of Empires 4 on bridges. A great map. I've got to say, I love this map. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, and see you next time.